What do you think the General Board of Higher Education and Ministry needs to do to preserve HBCUs going forth, and why will they be important?
Continue doing what they're doing. The Methodist Church does a better job of supporting its institutions than I think any other denomination. And that Black College Fund is just a godsend. And there were times when I don't think we would have made it if we had not known we could call on the Black College Fund for resources. Sister institutions that are parts of other denominations don't have that, and they struggle financially. And there are times when times are going to be hard, and so you need a resource like that. I know at one point the Methodist Church was considering raising money for a special endowment for the Black College Fund, just to make sure that the reserves would be there for these institutions when they needed it. But I think that's what they've got to do. And I heard about relationships between presidents and boards and churches and church relations. I mean, that's critical. Part of the problem is sometimes presidents themselves have no sense of what the church relationship is. And so I'll never forget 20 years or so ago when they were appointing presidents of institutions, they didn't even ask them questions. They didn't even ask prospective presidents, do you know what being affiliated with the United Methodist Church means? It was not a big part of the agenda. I think that should be, and I think what the United Methodist Church does ought to be a model of what other denominations could do.
And how should the General Board of Higher Education and Ministry groom the next generation of leaders?
Well, I'll tell you, give you a secret. We are trying to do that at Clark Atlanta University. And by we, I said that there's a group of retired HBCU presidents who happen to live in Atlanta. We meet monthly, and that is our agenda. They're now creating a curriculum, a program in the School of Ed at Clark Atlanta University that's focusing on training the next core part of HBCU leadership.
And how is that process going? Where is it?
It's just started this year. And so it'll be a while before you start seeing the results, but it's just started. It's a step in the right direction.
I mean, you all could have just, as they say, sat in your rocking chair, put your feet up, but instead you're getting together to do this. Why?
Because we look around and we see what's happening to black colleges. They are falling by the wayside. Sometimes it is because you got the wrong president. Sometimes it is because you got the wrong board chair. Sometimes they decide they want to play football in Division I and ought to stay in Division II. They don't have a Julius Scott that they can go to advise them as to how to keep an institution operating on an even keel. And so having a core of people like that around as mentors and that you can talk to is important. That's one of the things, though, we don't do well as a collective institution, and that is reach out to each other and collaborate. So we're afraid we don't want them to know we're not doing this right, or not doing that right, and that's just not going to get it. It really requires a kind of collaboration and a level of confidence in the advice you get from other people who have been there and who know how to help.
So you've mentioned Dr. Julius Scott several times over the course of our conversation. I'd like you to describe who he is for those who might not know and why it is you keep mentioning him.
Oh, Julius Scott is a close personal friend of mine, but he has been president or acting president of about 5 institutions, maybe more. And there's some reason why they keep asking him to be acting president, because he's doing something right. And whatever it is, you know, it needs to be marketed.